Hello and welcome to tonight's SBC News. People living at the flats known as the ex-Cangade in Montfleury are seeking explanations from the authorities responsible regarding an operation that took place yesterday in late afternoon. Until now, it is still unclear if this was a police or military operation. Many people were injured during the operation and had to seek treatment at the hospital, and that included children as young as 7 years old. According to witness accounts, the officers involved were not wearing any police uniforms, but were wearing combat attires and had black masks covering their faces. One man was arrested during the operation under unknown charges and was released this morning. The Clean Up the World campaign is this weekend. The official opening took place on La Digue this morning. The LWMA's chairman, Aubrey Lucas, commended the volunteers for their work in ensuring that both land and sea are free from litter. He also emphasized on the need to reduce, reuse and recycle and use biodegradable products to help reduce the amount of waste on the landfill. Mr. Lucas called on local entrepreneurs to come up with alternatives and solutions to eliminate plastics and other waste products, as they are considered as a source of revenue if well generated. During the ceremony, 6 inmates were given a small token of appreciation donated by the SCA and HSI, which are also participating in this year's Clean Up the World activity. The inmates were cleaning around the Veuve Reserve on La Digue since Monday and will continue until Sunday. And volunteers from the Seychelles Defence Forces and the Division for the Elderly and Disabled in the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Family have helped to clean the garden of Mr. John Fernandez, who is 91 years old. Mr. Fernandez has been living in Beauvallon for the last 52 years, but for a while now he has not been able to clean the outside of his home. To mark the Clean Up the World campaign, which starts today, these volunteers wanted to spruce up the home of an elderly person. And as part of the activities for the Clean Up the World, the Seychelles Fishing Authority, the SFA, has mobilized a group of their own staff who volunteered to clean up Zone 14, a property of the SFA. They are making sure that the property is kept clean, as they have found that the area has too much litter. The SFA came with about 50 staff members who were put into separate groups with different jobs to do, like picking up any leftover materials, rubbish, wood, ropes, to name a few. The SFA is in continuous talks with the operators, who sometimes rent the land to make sure that they help with keeping the place clean and safe, as many operations take place in the area.
We are in constant communications with the various operators to ensure that all the activities that they do is done in a manner that is safe and that helps to keep the place clean. They have been doing their part as well today. They have also joined in the effort and are cleaning the areas in which that they are using currently. So we feel that it was a good opportunity, given it is the World Cleanup Day campaign, to sort of join together and be able to do this activity.
And Clean Up the World is an international campaign, and nationally there will be many activities that will take place during this weekend. This will give the SFA staff an option to participate in those activities as well. The Attorney General's Office, through Attorney Edmund Vickers, has today formally requested that the shares purchased by Farine Rajan from APE Towers in Singapore be seized following the court's interim order on August the 23rd.
Farine Rajan and her lawyer Daniel Cesar had already agreed to that. And these shares will be sold at the market value, which would be equivalent to approximately $4 million. A request has also been made for the FCIU as the entity that will receive this money following the sale. Also in court were the 11 Iranians who were implicated in the human trafficking case when NDB Stoke was discovered on a dhow together with them last November. Their remand has been extended until next week, when their case will be heard. Note that Teresa Sherwa Dario and Fabio Subramanian and Jira Bassien have already been sentenced for human trafficking in this case.
Young people are being encouraged to have greater participation in the country's politics. This message came out during an interactive session between members of the Women Parliamentary Caucus and a group of secondary school students, as well as former members of the National Youth Assembly. The session was organized in collaboration with the National Youth Council to commemorate this year's World Democracy Day, which was observed yesterday. Other National Assembly leaders were also present at the event, which is part of the committee's continued effort to empower the youth to be future members of Parliament. The 5th FINA World Junior Open Water Swimming Championships started today with the first 4 races that saw the participation of 2 of the 3 Seychellois swimmers. In the 5-kilometer race for boys of 14 to 15, Thierry Payet came out 30th out of 35 swimmers. This is the second time Thierry has participated in such a competition. The other Seychellois swimmer who was in action today was Nathan Nagapin. He was participating for the first time in the 7.5 kilometers race for boys of 16 to 17. He came out 36th out of 38 swimmers. 2 did not end the race. Today's races were dominated by the Americans and Hungarians. The championship continues tomorrow as from 8 a.m. with a 10-kilometer race for girls and boys aged 18 to 19. And this will be live on SBC2. Those are our main stories so far this Friday evening. Bye for now.